Hey everybody, Dr. Dan here. Welcome back. So this is the week 2 announcement, and for week 2, we're covering chapter 1, and I have a whole bunch of props. I have the queen here. I have money, all right, for one of our props. I have a Lego set we're going to talk about, and I also have the globe. So that's going to get us right through this first quiz that we have this week, no problem, and we're going to talk about that. So first, getting down to business, this is the second week of class. If you're watching this on Sunday night or Monday night and you haven't done the assignment for the first week yet, you better do that because it's the mandatory check-in thing and it involves student loan money, all right, money, right? And so you want to make sure you have that done. So that's the business. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff at any time, you can reach out to me, 419-345-7220. Please text. That would be great, and we can take care of any questions you have, or you can use my email address, daniel.french@utoledo.edu. So there's that. So let's get started. We have our props here. So our story kind of starts, oh, come on, this is really hard when I'm on video. But our story, well, today the story is going to start right here in Ohio, and I'm in Toledo. This is a distance ed class. I know you guys can be anywhere, but what the heck. So we're starting here in Ohio, and the story really begins here in England, all right? So England is here on the map. I just want you to know where that's at. All right, you know where England's at, most of you do. And this is our representative of England, which is the late Queen Elizabeth, who, there's a fly flying around me, who wasn't the queen when we're talking about, in the period we're talking about, but she represents England for our story. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. So the story is the Industrial Revolution that starts in the late 1600s, the early 1700s. For those of you who don't know, the 1700s are the 18th century, okay? So just remember that. But anyway, even though our class starts in 1900, this whole, contemporary history class that we're in right now starts in the year 1900. I want to start with the Industrial Revolution first because the whole modern world was built out of inventions and technologies that came out of the Industrial Revolution. Name the biggies too, like mainly iron, all right, steel, mechanization like automated looms and that sort of thing, and steam engines. That all came out of the Industrial Revolution, and it came out of England, all right, in that period of time, the early 1700s. The exact dates are not important at all, okay? But in order for the Industrial Revolution to happen, a couple of other things have to occur. And generally, you'll hear in your history class, well, England had iron ore and they had coal, and it was a tight little geographic space, so it was kind of easy to move stuff around. They were the first ones with the steam engine, so on and so forth. Those things were all really important to England, but England would not have rock and rolled with manufacturing at all unless they had a banking system, like a Federal Reserve, right? So this is all the money. This looks like a lot of money, but I'm a professor. It's all one, so give me a break. But anyway, you need a banking system in order to have an industrial revolution. The other thing you need to have in order to have an industrial revolution is you need to have an agricultural revolution. Because what happens in an industrial revolution, it's more than just like making steel and all this stuff. People start to move into towns for jobs, all right? There was something called the enclosure movement in England. We don't have to get into that right now. But during this period of time of the Industrial Revolution, when workers were really needed to work in these factories, all right, and maybe work out of their houses doing piecemeal stuff, during that period of time, everybody moved to cities. So when everyone moved to cities, what happens? Well, they need food. So you can't have an industrial revolution unless you have an agricultural revolution, right? And so that's a question on the quiz. It's a big deal. It's the kind of thing that makes total sense, but we never really talk about it when we talk about the Industrial Revolution. So you have to have an agricultural revolution because someone's got to bring the food to market. All right, what do we have? We have carrots. We have some sheep there, whatever. All right, so that's what's got to happen. So it's really important to know that you have to have an agricultural revolution before you have an industrial revolution. And you also have to have a banking system, which England had, the Bank of England, long before anyone else did. This organized sort of federal banking system that people could trust that was really good for trade in England. So there you go. You got England, all right, you know where it's at on the globe. You have the agricultural revolution that has to happen before the Industrial Revolution. You have the banking system in England that has to happen beforehand. So all of those things are kind of important to the story this week. And so go into Blackboard, look at my lecture in Blackboard because I give you all the quiz answers. The quiz is super easy. It's 5 questions, multiple choice. It's not timed. You can start it, walk away, come back again. So whatever, don't stress out over it. Watch the video, you'll be fine. It's super easy. So that's it for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know. You know my contact information from the syllabus. And I hope you have a safe week. Go Rockets. And if you need anything, please call me. Take care now. Bye-bye.